Welcome back to my channel. My hair's wet because I've been to swimming lessons, and like it doesn't look wet because these bits like got highlights in. Before I help myself, this is gonna be no cursing this video. I absolutely promise you. It's gonna be a reactive video. I'm gonna do one bit slow because I don't think I want to be demonetized. Can you please ignore that bit of skin? Otherwise I'm want to blur it if it gets really annoying for you all. I'm flicking my hair back. I'm really sorry if that's annoying you, but I can't help it. Impulse. Right, let's just research.
Started. There were emotional moments on Sunday evening as the Royal Windsor Horse Show celebrated the gala dinner in tribute to the Queen's late husband, Prince Philip. As the event was coming to a conclusion, the arena applauded in memory of the Duke of Edinburgh, who passed away last April. Then, in a moment captured on camera, the Queen was moved to tears as her granddaughter, Lady Louise Windsor, appeared on one of Prince Philip's carriages. The daughter of the Earl and Countess of Wessex led a tribute to her late grandfather by driving his carriage around the arena at the finale of the Gallop Through History event, eliciting an emotional response from the Queen. It was a poignant moment for the Queen, as 18-year-old Lady Louise shares her grandfather's passion for carriage driving. Prince Philip helped establish it as a sport in the United Kingdom. Carriage driving was one of Prince Philip's favourite pastimes since the 1970s, and he raced carriages near Norfolk before going on to represent Britain at several World and European Championships. He was credited with shaping the sport in the UK and was still competing in his 80s, representing Britain in 3 European Championships and 6 World Championships in total. At the age of 91, the Prince had the dark green carriage made to his specifications out of aluminium and steel. He was seen riding the carriage around Windsor and other royal estates in the following years. In May 2017, Philip spoke about how he took up carriage driving when he stopped playing polo at the age of 50. He said, "I was looking round to see what next. I didn't know what there was available, and I suddenly thought, well, we've got horses and carriages, so why don't I have a go? So I borrowed 4 horses from the stables in London, took them to Norfolk and practised, and thought, why not?" It is believed Philip's granddaughter, Lady Louise, who has competed in carriage driving competitions, inherited her interest in carriage driving from the Duke, who was instrumental in helping to establish carriage driving as part of the sport in Britain. Louise is continuing to follow in his footsteps. Earlier this month, she competed in the British Indoor Carriage Driving Championships, and last weekend, the Queen appeared overjoyed as she attended the Royal Windsor Horse Show and watched Lady Louise compete in a carriage driving event. Her Majesty watched with pride as her granddaughter, driving the Duke of Edinburgh's carriage, led the Fell Pony Society Centenary Parade. The moving tribute came towards the end of the close of Sunday night, which saw ITV's host, Philip Schofield, and Julie Etchingham present the event from an on-site studio inside the grounds of Windsor Castle. The Queen joined members of her family and around 5,000 spectators to watch the gala evening, which featured 600 horses and 1,300 performers. Making her second public appearance in 3 days, the 96-year-old monarch was greeted with an ovation at the event, which had been running since Thursday night, and was all smiles as she made her way to her seat in the royal box. Her Majesty reached the event by car with an escort from the household cavalry. As the national anthem was played, she handed her now familiar walking stick to a member of the greeting party as she carefully eased herself down from her Range Rover, in which she was accompanied by her youngest son, Prince Edward. The elderly monarch smiled broadly at the welcome and had clearly dressed for the occasion in an ice blue sequin dress, around which which she had draped a grey embellished wrap against the chill. The Queen then carefully made her way to her seat in the royal box, flanked by a territorial army officer and friends of the royals, away from the glare of the cameras. Although footage from the royal box was limited during the performance, the Queen was seen laughing and smiling with other guests. Her appearance will reassure the public, given widespread concerns about her health. The Queen has been forced to cancel a string of engagements in recent months, and last week missed the state opening of Parliament, symbolically asking her son, Prince Charles, and grandson, Prince William, to stand in. But royal aides insist that despite what they describe as episodic mobility issues, the monarch is in good spirits and very much in charge behind the scenes. Her appearance on Sunday night, following her first visit to the horse show on Friday to watch some of her beloved animals compete, will give reassurance to her subjects. It also bodes well for the official weekend of Jubilee events in June, when it is anticipated she will attend a service of thanksgiving for her remarkable 70-year reign and make her traditional appearance on the Buckingham Palace balcony at Trooping the Colour. It is unlikely she will attend many other events, however, as palace aides admit she has good and less good days, the Daily Mail reported. Sunday night's gala show, which featured more than 1,300 performers, 600 horses, children's choirs, a 75-piece orchestra and stars from stage and screen, was also going to be something the Queen would have been keen not to miss. There was continued applause in the stands as the Queen eased herself down to watch the ceremony, entitled A Gallop Through History, with the help of a walking stick, allaying fears over her mobility. The monarch wore a large grey pashmina, cardigan and embezzled pastel blue dress, accessorised with pearl earrings and a matching necklace, black loafers and a handbag. She was joined by son Prince Edward and his wife Sophie for the show that reflected her lifelong passion for horses. It comes after the Queen was pictured at her first public appearance since missing the state opening of Parliament on Friday. Her Majesty was back on her feet and brimming with excitement as she visited the Royal Windsor Horse Show, one of her favourite events of the year, despite ongoing mobility problems. The monarch, wearing sunglasses, pink lipstick and dressed casually in a white blouse and dark cardigan, looked in good health and spirits as she watched her horse Balmoral Lear compete at the show that marks the beginning of her official Platinum Jubilee celebrations. Her Majesty was clapped and cheered as she arrived in her Range Rover and wound down her window to chat animatedly to fellow festival goers, having never missed the event in the past 79 years. The Royal Windsor Horse Show crowds looked equally thrilled to see her at the event, also beloved by her late husband Prince Philip. After missing the Queen's speech on Tuesday, on doctor's orders, as she struggles to walk or stand for long periods, Her Majesty initially chose to stay in the passenger seat of her Range Rover, where she spoke to passers-by and watched horses in the parade ring. And after an hour or so, with the aid of a stick, she walked slowly around 30 feet to her seat in the grandstand between her son Prince Edward and Penny Snatchbull, Countess Mountbatten of Burma, and the Queen looked pleased as punch to be there. Edward's wife, Sophie, Countess of Wessex, was also there to support the monarch, whose Highland pony won first place, securing her a trophy. Her Majesty also watched with pride as her granddaughter, Lady Louise Windsor, driving the Duke of Edinburgh's carriage, led the Bell Pony Society centenary parade. Shortly afterwards, the Queen walked unaided to her Range Rover, waving to cheering crowds as she headed back to Windsor Castle. The monarch was last seen in public when she attended a service commemorating the life of her late husband, the Duke of Edinburgh, in March, with senior royals and a congregation of hundreds. She reached her Platinum Jubilee in February, overcome a bout of COVID after testing positive that month, and celebrated her 96th birthday on April the 21st, privately at her Sandringham estate.
This incredible.
opinion. If you're with me, if you give me thumbs up, hit the link down below, and I will see you all in my next video.